The little 400 today. I'm going to show you guys today why you shouldn't skip the 400cc step. I mean, I get that these things don't do the top speed stuff very well. I get that, but today I'm going to show you guys what makes these little bikes so much fun. The thing what makes a 400 so good is how well they brake because of their really light weight. So you come into a corner like that, real hot, trail brake, and it's just unreal what a little 400 can actually do when you actually know what you're doing. And when you're on a bike like this, you don't need to babysit it. As you've seen through most of those corners, I had the throttle on through the entire corner. I did that on purpose, because if you do that with a 600 or a 1000, it's not going to be a good day for you. They have too much power, and what's up, squirrel? They have too much power, and what they're going to do is inhibit your learning process. So how is that? So think about it when you're on a pedal bike, all right? How many times have you skidded the rear wheel on a pedal bike? How many times have you attempted a stoppie? How many times have you done all these things that are more of a advanced maneuver? How many times have you done that? And how much more scary is it on a big bike? There's a reason for that. There's a lot more weight, there's a lot more rotating mass. I'm gonna go this way. So there's a lot more weight, a lot more rotating mass, and it's a lot more likely that the bike is going to ragdoll you. Okay? So as you've seen right there, I don't need to babysit this bike. So obviously I'm not scared of the bike. My 600, even though I'm experienced and I know what I'm doing on it, it's still, you still have to babysit it. That's not something that's going to go away. You're always going to have to babysit a 1000. You're always going to have to babysit a 600, just because you're, oh, here we go. You're going to have too much power in your hands. Okay, and keep in mind, through the canyons, it's not going to matter anymore. You've seen the corner capability I'm able to take right there. That's target fixation and slamming into a mountain speeds for most people. If you get a very good set of tires on a 400, they are insane what they can do. They move like you're on a mountain bike. And I just wanted to show a little bit of that. I'm going to show a little bit more, and just kind of like a heads up that just because you start on a 1000, and yes, this is more for like beginner riders, you know. Everyone, there's always going to be a place for a 1000. For a beginner rider, you say, oh well, I could just put it in rain mode and I can be easy with it immediately upon even thinking about a 1000, you know you're going to have to babysit it, right? So think about it. If you get a 400, what's the last thing you're thinking about? Babysitting it. Am I right? The last thing you're thinking about with a 400 is, I'm gonna have to babysit it. So immediately right off the line, you're putting yourself in a better position to learn more things. Leaning, you're gonna be able to learn a lot more. You're gonna be able to learn slow speed maneuvers like nobody's business. Okay, you're not going to be going around the parking lot on a 1000cc tiptoeing around because you can't do a U-turn yet. You're going to be taking this thing and just whipping it around like, exactly like I said, a pedal bike. So to any of the beginners, that's why you shouldn't skip this 400cc step. It's just because this bike is going to teach you way more. Even in dirt bikes, the best in the world train on trials bikes, which is pretty much a dirt bike, but it's a lot smaller. That's kind of what this is. This is your trials bike. Okay, compared to a motorcycle, this is your trials bike. It can still do freeway, but once you get into the canyons, it's just a monster. Like, one of the fastest guys I've seen on the mountain curves is a Ninja 500. Just ragdolling that thing. And with a 1000, you're never going to quite get that confidence. I mean, you could be pretty confident on a 1000, but in the back of your mind, or even a 600, but in the back of your mind, you're always going to be like, ooh, I got on the throttle a little bit early there. Because you'll feel the rear end slide around. Okay, and once you get a smack to your confidence like that, it's not good. Alright? What you want is a bike that you could just like your pedal bike. You know, you could just whip around on it. You don't have to babysit yourself, and it honestly makes it a lot more fun because I mean, there's cars behind me, but at any given moment I can slam on the rear brake of this thing, come to a full slide, and then take a turn. Like, it's just beautiful, the kind of confidence that you get on one of these bikes. And it's really going to accelerate your learning. Like, if you spend one year on a 1000 and you spend 1 year on this, you're going to have the way better rider come off of this bike. There's a reason those guys in Brazil are riding like little 250s, but they're better riders than anybody. And a lot of people think if you're on a smaller bike, you can't ride like this. In fact, it's quite the opposite. This thing requires less lean angle for a given turn at a given speed, just due to its tire width and how light it is. There's less mass that you need to keep leaned over here. Don't forget, I'm one of those guys. I did skip the 400 class. I absolutely did. The first bike I ever got was that Z900. And I do feel like it slowed me down a little bit. It's a lot more intimidating to see. Look, that's some pretty good lean angle right there. Even though the suspension's soft, I'm too heavy for it, you know. I still have the confidence to do it in a way, and I'm still leaving the throttle open in a way that I wouldn't dare do that on my 900 or my 600. There's no way. If I did that on my 900 or my 600, it would be game over already. If I took a turn the way that I just did with the throttle that open, it'd be game over. So not having to babysit this, you guys just seen me do a pretty good run of that, and I'm just talking to you guys, just having fun. So definitely don't skip out on this 400 class like I did. You're not going to gain anything, and you're actually going to hurt yourself. That's too big of a line of cars to even deal with. It'd be pointless to even pass them. It's ridiculous. Look at that view. Check out that view. Oh, I don't have anyone coming for quite some time. But like, that was just getting the rear wheel right there. And I mean, it's not really a big, oh wow, you just did that. It's more like, you just don't care once you're on a small bike like this. Everything's easier. You're less held back by yourself. And even the best part, you come into a corner hot like this, you just get on the brakes and nothing slows down like no 400. There's a reason they could get away with a single brake rotor. It's because they're so light and agile. Well, agile I guess don't matter, but they're so light. Look at that. You can slow down so hard. And is this anything special? No, not really. Not really. The riding, I'm not doing anything special in the video. But at the same time, it's nothing special on a 1000 either. But I can tell you right now, it's a lot easier on this. I thought that truck was going to be a lot bigger if he had police escorts.